Hey guys, so I've been asked to speak about sound in voiceovers, so I'm going to do that today. Basically, I'm going to show you different ways to try and make your voiceovers heard. Now, the easiest way is to have 5.1 audio. You can download these or you can rip them from your DVDs in 5.1, unless it's an old show, in which case it will only be in 2-channel audio. But if you have 5.1, you put it into your trimmer or your timeline and you're going to get 6 channels. In this case, we only see one because it's in the trimmer, and you can click channels here and you pick the channel you want. For dialogue, it's going to be channel 3. It always is whenever I've done it, so I assume that's just a thing. And then if we untick use all streams and channels, that means when we highlight this, select just the audio, you can press the tab key on your keyboard and you get this little symbol, and you know you're just going to get audio when you drag it on. Otherwise, click select audio only and drag that on, and there you've got a decent bit of dialogue without any background music.
But what about me?
And basically what I tend to do is I fade them in and out. I just do that because you're going to have the Atmos sound of the whole show, whatever, so I like to fade it in and out just so it's quite clean, so it just cuts out. Anyway, that's the easiest way to get a clean voiceover, is to download 5.1. But I'm aware that lots of people don't have the space, just don't have 5.1 episodes, like audio episodes, and that's fair enough. I don't have many. Baby Daddy is one of the few I do have. So you might have something horrible like this.
How long are you going to stay with me?
If you can hear that, this horrible background music.
How long are you going to stay with me?
Is here. So if you don't want to edit it any further, we try and get rid of it by just fading it in and out really short. Forever. Try and do this.
How long are you going to stay with me?
And it's a bit cleaner than if you don't cut it in and out, because I know some people don't, and I always do this, so you make sure each little bit within that voiceover is its own clip. So I've cut these two up so they're different, and we try and avoid the background music. If you really hate it and you want to try, I wouldn't suggest this is the best way to do it, but a way to try and remove some of the background music is to render that little voiceover out into whatever format. I've done it in .mp3. Oh, that's not the right program. And then I use Audacity, so I drag this in to Audacity, and it comes up here. And this, obviously, this louder bit is the spoken audio, and this little annoying stuff is the background music. So we highlight that as so. Then we click Effect, and we click Noise Reduction, and we click Get Noise Profile, and then it brings you back to the screen. And if we press Control A, we select the whole clip, and we go Effect, Noise Reduction again, and then this time we click this is Reduce. I just leave these as they are. I guess you could play with them to try and get it better, but I just usually leave it, and then I press OK, and you can see everything's got smaller because it will affect this dialogue as well as the background music, because it's not perfect, but it sounds a bit like this.
How long are you going to stay with me?
Sometimes
Forever.
it goes a bit crackly, that's why I wouldn't advise always using it, but it is a way to make it quiet, the background music slightly quieter. And we export the audio to wherever you want. I'm just going to put it on the desktop. You could use any of these. WAV's a good one. For some reason I keep saving it in this weird OGG file. It opens, so I don't know. I don't know why I do. I think I've accidentally clicked that one time and all my settings are like that. Anyway, we drag this back in and we match it up to where you originally had it. And if I move this, we can see if it's better. You might be able to tell I probably didn't choose the best example clip. I thought it was quite loud at the time.
How long are you going to stay with me?
But I think it's slightly clearer than before. And then do the same thing, fade it in and out. And that's that. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about volume. Now we've got the choice to either increase the volume of the voiceovers, in which case we click on the track and we press B and we bring up this like purple line. Another way to do it is right click, insert, remove envelope, volume. If you double click sections on it, you're going to create these little points, and I usually do 4 so that we can drag this line up for individual clips, and that's going to increase the volume.
How long are you going to stay with me?
Obviously it's going to increase the background music, but what can you do?
How long are you going to stay with me?
But that's one way to do it, and you could do it for each individual one. Adjust so that if you do it each individual one, then you can do it specific to the clip, because voiceovers are going to have different levels. Obviously going down you're going to make it quieter, but I'm going to imagine you want to make it louder. Another way to do it is to actually decrease part of the song. So say you've hit a really loud bit of the song, you could just literally fade it out over the voiceovers. This is done in like professional stuff. You can hear it. If you're listening out for it, they do it a bit better than I do it, obviously. But you can hear that this is what they tend to do in shows, movies, trailers. They like fade out the music so that you can suddenly hear the voiceover or the clip.
How long are you going to stay with me?
And that way, at certain parts of the song, you just have it quieter just so you can hear it, because it's important to hear the voiceover, I think, more than be obviously noticeable that you've change the volume. I don't think that's a really big issue, but that's something you can do, and I do suggest doing it if you've got a really loud song, if you've got a really loud instrumental section. Just bring the whole thing down, make your life easier. Like, don't try and make all these too loud, because if you make them loud, they're just going to go distorted and crackly and horrible, no matter how good the quality of your audio is. It's not going to be good. Another thing I do with my voiceovers sometimes is add echo. I've got my preset. These are my preset settings. That's the one. It's just slight delay, so it's slightly echoey. It's not much, and a bit of reverb. You play around with your own settings, but these are mine. So I use reverb and delay, and it's just going to sound something like this.
How long are you going to stay with me?
Forever.
If I put this up, you can hear what a nice voiceover sounds like.
But what about me?
See, it doesn't sound as echoey on a nice voiceover. I think it sounds a bit cleaner. But yeah, that's basically all I do with my voiceovers. I play around with volume, I play around with a bit of echo, I play around with trying to remove background music. I do suggest that if you can get 5.1 episodes, or just download the episode and convert it into an audio format, so you don't have the massive file, but you just have it in audio, and then you can just replace your audio of 2 channels with the 5.1. It is going to be a nicer thing for you if you're really fussy about voiceovers and audio. If not, just if it's really bad, try some noise removal, fade it in and out, adjust the volume, and if you don't care, then just have it with a bit of background music. Everyone knows, like, it's impossible sometimes to get rid of it, even the 5.1 you have it in. But yeah, I hope this is helpful. I've talked a lot again. Anything else regarding audio, please let me know, and I'll try and answer your questions if you have any.